Hey, welcome back to Google Data Analytics Certification Capstone Project on the Caribou Data Science YouTube channel. We're continuing to look at the Cyclistic Bike Share data. Yesterday we did some work with SQLite database, creating a summary table, and we also we took that data and did and created two initial dashboards and one story on Tabula. Today we're going to try to do it from the R perspective. We'll begin, as you see, by importing all 12 files, and then combine them into a single data frame, and then doing some data wrangling, some data cleaning from that point onward. Okay. So nothing. This is an R Markdown file, by the way. Uh, Nothing special. Tidyverse, janitor, lubricate. Okay. First code chunk, we import all of our data files. Now we're importing about, what is it, 3 to 4 million rows of data across 12 different files. And you can see it does take a few seconds to import all these files. Okay. Next, we're going to come down here and we're going to combine all the files. Use RBind to combine all the files into a single data frame called bike rides. Then we're going to try to do a little cleaning. Then we're going to come down here. And we're only going to pull out the fields which we actually need. Okay. So we're pulling out the start date, the end date, start station name, the type of member or not, the type of bike being ridden. And we're going to try to eliminate some column names, some column rows here, but I don't really think it's going to work. Let's see what you got here. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. Now we can actually come back and pull the data out of the data frames. You know what we could do is, let's come back up here. Let's end this one right here. Okay, we're going to come down here. We're going to put that in here. We're going to calculate the duration here. Okay. Then we're going to come down here and we're only going to take, let's just call it DF for the time being. And we're only going to take trips with the duration, okay, duration greater than 0. Let's do this. Hopefully this will calculate this in hours. Okay, so let's come over here now. There's our bike ride. It's 33.489 million. So let's do a DF here now. Good grief. This can't be right. That's only 10,000 records. That doesn't make any sense at all. Huh. So what is that? Is that actually 484 minutes then? Hmm. Let's comment that out. And we haven't changed the actual. Uh, Started at. Okay, so let's run this. No, we didn't. We didn't convert it to. Okay, let's put the date conversion functions up here. Okay, so we'll come back up here. Let's run this again, just to make sure where we're at. Then we're going to do our date functions. Pulling out just the month year date field. Then we're going to convert the start at end of that to a date format with hours, minutes, and seconds. Then we're just going to pull out just the start and ending hour. Okay. So then we come over and we can count the number of hours by day. Now, as you can see, we have duration in seconds. So what format is duration now? It's a diff time. Do we have any negative ones? Okay, let's come back over here. We got that. Now let's create the DF frame and see exactly. See how that works. Three, four, seven. Okay, so that's saved a little bit. Um, let's just see something. How many rows did that save? From this point on, we're going to be using the DF field. So what happens if I do this? Maybe what I need to use is a diff time. Units. So let's try this. Let's get rid of that for the time being. Get rid of that. Come back over here. So let's do this. Let's comment that out. Let's use the diff time. We'll say diff time minutes. Okay? Now, okay. Bike, bike rides. We'll say duration. Diff time. Um, let's say comma. Let's try this and see what happens. And that gives us minutes. So what's the maximum number of minutes here? Minus, do you have any positive numbers? Yes, we do. What happens if we reverse these numbers? You can certainly take a look here. Time, date, or date object 2. Units, value. Hmm. That's an interesting question. Let's come over here. Hmm. Now, I'm going to post a question about this to the. I would say that the difference between. Well, that's an interesting point. Let's come up here. Let's do this. Let's do dir1, and we're just going to do two different things right next to each other, okay? We're going to call this dir2. Now the question is, when it diff time looks at two objects, does it automatically subtract the first one from the second one, or the second from the first one? I mean, how's it? That's what isn't really clear to me at this point. Into that. So let's do both of these here then. Okay. Let's take a look again now. So it doesn't make any difference. All righty now. Let's make sure we did do that correctly. Ended, started. Okay. Yeah, sure it does. This is, oh man, what's the correct answer? This is either 26 minutes or negative 26 minutes. I suppose we can look at the start and end days. 426, 426. The ended value was, so this should be about, so let's do this. Let's open up a spreadsheet. Let's come back over here. Equals 28 minutes. So would it appear that the dir1 is the correct one? Let's find a negative one. Once again, let's say ended date. started date. So I'm going to say dir1 is correct. Okay, let's comment this out. Let's get rid of this. Okay, I'm going to finish up here very shortly. But we've actually made some really good progress, okay, because the only uh, metric or analysis they specifically talk about in 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 the in the instructions is duration. Okay, the only thing they say is that you go into Excel, calculate the duration, end time minus start time. Okay, we're actually going to do a little different. We're actually going to do two different time series. We're going to do hours, then we're going to do one called minutes. Okay, let's come back up here. Let's start with a fresh data frame. Then we'll go pull out some time data here. Your month, day, hour. I'm going to convert the start and end date to a date time field using Nuber date and this function right there. Then we're simply going to pull out the hour for each hour of the day for each record. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to calculate time difference based on hours and minutes using the diff time function. Okay. Then we're going to come down here, and we're only going to pull out the records where duration. Well, let's see this. This doesn't really make any difference. So we can just come up here where hours is uh, is greater than 0. So let's do that. Let's take a look at some numbers here. You can see it was originally 3,489,000. Now it's 3,470,000. So we did save a few numbers here. Okay. Okay. So we're going to come down here. Well, let's just call this DF and DF. Now we're just going to pull out the fields that we want. Okay. So that's going to be, let's see how this works. Okay. So now we don't have year, month, date, do we? How can that be 4.4 hours? Oh no, it's a -0. Oh, okay. All right. Minutes may be a better thing to do here, okay? What we don't have is, what we don't have is we don't have year, month, date. Okay. You know what? Let's hold off on this one right here for right now. Let's just stick up here with this numbers right there. Okay. So where are we? Well, we pretty much got all the information we need now. Start time, end time, ride bike type, station name, station IDs, year, month, date, the hour in which the ride took place, and the duration in hours and in minutes. We'll probably go with minutes here. Okay. So there you have it. Some some more data cleaning. Uh, we actually accomplished quite a bit because reaching the point where we get the correct value for trip duration is very important. That's going to flow down into bike type, member type, day, minutes per day, minutes per day, uh, minutes per day by bike type, minutes per day uh, by by membership type, and all these other factors. This just rolls down. So we're actually where we are. We're to the point where the next session we'll go back and we'll begin to reproduce the summary table which you saw from SQLite database the other day. So summary by dates. We will be producing minimum, maximum, and the mean by all these various variables: date, bike type, membership type, and so forth. Okay. So thanks so much for your time. What do we got here? 38 minutes. Okay. Thanks so much for your time. Hey, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Subscribe to the Caribou Data Science channel today. Okay. Thanks so much for your time. We'll catch you tomorrow, next day, with a new version, with part two of many of the Cyclistic Bike Sharing Capstone project for the Google Data Analytics Certification Program on the Caribou Data Science channel. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll catch you tomorrow.